Cvqa Ruiz is in Washington, D.C., where the House is set to vote later this week on the new coronavirus stimulus package. But right before he left, I spoke with the congressman about several other issues here at home. Congressman Ruiz, thanks for joining us.
It's good to be here.
Last week, I moderated a town hall with you focusing on seniors and issues affecting them and also caregivers. Now, things are beginning to reopen. Are you concerned?
I am concerned. I'm concerned that we're doing it in a way that will increase the risk of people getting infected and dying from COVID-19, as well as increasing the risk of having to shut down the economy and hurting businesses even more. There's a right way of doing it and there's the wrong way of doing it. The right way is to ensure that we're at a safe level in terms of decreasing in new coronavirus cases, and that we have all the safeguards in place before we open up to ensure that we can put down flare-ups and keep our businesses open by containing the virus rather than experiencing surges that will only hurt our economy even more.
Congressman, you and the Cvqa Volunteers in Medicine recently provided dozens of coronavirus tests to our valley's homeless population. Why was that important?
Well, our homeless are one of our most vulnerable populations in the valley, and not only because they have malnutrition, they have underlying illnesses, but they don't have the shelter and the capacity to wash their hands and stay quarantined away from others. And so there's higher rates of coronavirus in the homeless population, and we have to go to the community. So this was a street medicine, thanks to Volunteers in Medicine and Mary Polad, the philanthropist who helped pay for these projects, where we actually went out into the desert and tested the homeless, and we'll go back out to give them their results and connect them to resources that they need if they're positive, in terms of the turnkey program from the governor and making sure that they can stay quarantined in a hotel room as well.
Congressman, Riverside County's Board of Supervisors, which included Democrats, voted unanimously recently to scrap the public health orders, at least some of them, including the mandatory covering of face masks. Do you agree with that?
You know, I don't think that was a good move. The state's plan is the bare minimal amount of precautions, and we know that Riverside County as well as the Coachella Valley have a higher vulnerability, not only for transmission but also for death, especially our demographics here in the Coachella Valley. It's also not necessarily a good move because our workers now will be more exposed going to work with the customers not wearing face masks, and making it optional but highly recommended is not really what will keep our workers safe. And we know that this virus has a bigger burden on the poor, on African Americans, Latinos, and individuals who do not have the luxury of self-isolating from their families or that are going to work and being exposed. So I believe that the facial covering is important to prevent droplets from infecting others, and I believe that we should have higher than the bottom state minimal precautions because we have a higher than average vulnerability not only for transmissions but due to our demographics, a higher risk of deaths due to COVID-19.
Congressman Ruiz, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.